Doug and PA back with another one. All right, so there's a lot of single women out here. A lot of single women. And I'm talking single women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And these are women who have never had a relationship, never been serious with a guy. Kevin Samuels, when he was alive, he said that the media always talks about incels, these young men who are frustrated and can't get women, so they're angry. But Kevin Samuels was talking about femcells, these perpetually single women who cry themselves to sleep at night or get on TikTok and social media and they're angry at men. And guys, there's always a reason why women are perpetually single. It is a red flag. If a woman is over 30 and has never had a serious relationship with a man, run the other way. Because one, there's always a reason, and two, you don't want to be that woman's guinea pig. Run. I was searching the dumpster fire called TikTok, and I found 3 women who've never had a boyfriend. One's 27, one's 30, and the other one is 40 years old. We're going to get into this compilation. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I'd really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this first one. Let's go.
This girl at work said something to me the other day, and I can't get it out of my head. Heard a baby around her. I was like, oh God, that's free birth control for me. And she's like, oh, that makes me think of my little baby. And I was like, yeah, I'm too selfish. I don't want kids. I have a dog. That's enough for me.
So it's funny how she says that she doesn't want kids. She has a dog. It's enough for her, but she's never had a serious relationship. A lot of women, they say they don't want kids when they're young, but what they really mean is, I don't want to have a kid until I have a master's degree. I don't want to have a kid until I'm married. I don't want to have a kid until I've traveled to 15 different countries. I don't want to have a kid until I bought a house. And this girl, she's never had a serious relationship. So she can say she is choosing not to have kids or choosing not to be married or whatever, but no guy's coming after her. So does she really have a choice? I don't think so.
A couple days later, she's like, so you don't want kids, but you have a dog. Do you have a boyfriend or anything? And I was like, no, I've never had a boyfriend. She was like, how old are you? And I said, 27. She's like, and you've never had a boyfriend? And I never really cared. But there's something about her saying that really hit me this time, because I've never been on even 2 dates with the same person. Even guys I've talked to or hooked up with, they'll slowly stop talking to me, and then I find out they have a girlfriend. Or
guys, there's always a reason. She's going to say it sometime here, or we'll be able to figure out, but let's keep listening, because women like this, there's always a reason, guys. Trust me.
Or they get into a new relationship a week later. And when I was younger and I didn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'd be like, it's because I'm fat. I used to weigh 320 pounds.
She used to weigh 320 pounds, guys. There it is. There it is.
Lost 160 pounds. It's not
she lost 160 pounds. There it is, guys. There's always a reason. And she looks like she's regular height, maybe 5'5", and she's 320 pounds, and now she's down to 160. Well, congratulations on losing the weight, but she probably has esteem issues. She probably has extra skin, and before that, she was too heavy.
I'm being hit up every day, every week, even every month with people in my DMs or messaging me on Snapchat trying to get with me. It's no one hits me up. It's not even I'm being selective with who I'm picking and turning people away. It's just people aren't coming up to me, and I don't understand. Not I have an issue with people wanting to hook up with me, but if it tries to go a step further, they're absolutely not, no. I don't want to just hook up with random people that I don't know, so I'll tell people that I don't want to hook up with them until I know them, and then they're like, well, you're a prude. I'm I literally can't win. Why it's hitting me so hard this time is the fact
it's because you're in the danger zone, like Kevin Samuels used to say, and you see your life just ticking by. And not only that, but 27, 28 is still around the average age where women get married. I guarantee you all of her friends, what friends she has that are women, are getting married now. Because remember, white women still get married relatively young. She's looking around, and just her prospects are slim, and the future looks bleak.
That she had the audacity to ask by choice, and I just sit there and I'm no. It's not by choice. When I was younger, I was oh, it's because I'm fat. Oh, it's because I'm fat. Once I lose weight, I'll have no problem. And now that I'm not fat, I'm just what is it? What is the reason. So now I'm gonna finish my energy drink and hit the gym until I can't feel my emotions anymore.
That's there it is. She was 320 pounds. And the crazy part about this, guys, is women that get that big, once they get that big, they will always think it's okay to be that big again. So if you marry this woman and have kids with her and she gets around 300 pounds, what are you going to do? Make her lose weight? No. And once again, the first guy she dates will be her guinea pig. She can say, I make the perfect girlfriend. I would never do what all these other women do to you guys. And she doesn't know that because she's never been in a relationship.
I am 30 years old and I have never had a boyfriend. Let me tell you guys one thing. It is that being single is not scary. I made this video recently to this trending sound. It was like, cheers to Emily, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I made the caption like, this is what it feels like to be 30 years old and never having had a boyfriend. Well, yes, it does feel like that a lot of the times. You know, you watch your friends and people get into relationships, get out of relationships, find new relationships. Meanwhile, you're mostly just like the third wheel.
Okay, this girl is not ugly. And here's the thing with a lot of these fem cells. Don't assume that they're all one, twos, and threes or trolls living under a bridge. A lot of them are attractive. They are attractive women, but they're single. This woman needs to look in the mirror, go to therapy, and figure out why she's single. And she needs to do it quick because she's 30 and she's probably, still able to reject guys left and right. But when you hit 35, the party's over. So she needs to get this figured out quick.
Or in failed situationship after situationship. Of course, yes, that can make you feel lonely or it can be upsetting. Like, I get that, trust me. Even like a kick to the ego sometimes because you're like, why is this not happening for me? I've seen so many comments on that post like, oh my gosh, like I'm terrified that this is gonna be me. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I feel like in society, we look at like being in a relationship as like you won at life.
No, being in a relationship is normal, especially for women. Women shouldn't want to be by themselves for a lifetime. You should have some relationship experience, even if marriage isn't seen as a norm moving forward. But relationship experience at least. No relationship experience at all. That is a red flag.
Really think about it. Is it though? Of course, yes, it's nice to find, your partner and like fall in love and all of that, especially in this economy. Financially, yeah. I still love my life. I have a great family. I have great friends. I've moved to where I wanted to move. I lived in Florida for 3 years. Now I currently live in Nashville. I have a job, an okay job. Would I like it to pay me more? Of course. I'm able to spend money on myself and things I want to do. And yes, like I said, it can get lonely, but there's like a special type of like freedom that comes with being single.
This is that cope, guys. Cope. She has to say this to herself every day before she goes to sleep and every day when she wakes up. We're listening to her affirmations right now because you can tell this girl is just lonely. A lot of these women, and it's only going to get worse as she gets older. Have you met a woman in her 40s who's never been married and never had a serious relationship? It's the saddest thing ever. Well, the only thing sadder than that are accomplished women in their 40s who decide to have kids and they can't because they waited too long. That is the saddest thing. But second to that is this.
I think if you are single or, are worried that you're going to be single forever, like enjoy this time because I do think that we'll all eventually find our person. Like I definitely am still optimistic about that. Take this time when you're single to like really learn about yourself. I truly believe if I ever was in a relationship like in my early 20s, I would not be the person that I am today.
Once again, she has to say this stuff, guys. She has to. She doesn't have a choice.
Growing up, I've always been kind of like a very big pushover. I honestly like don't think a relationship would have been healthy for me like at that time. Much more confident in myself now and like able to like stand my ground. Also just like
that means that she's more of a headache now, guys.
Knowing that I'm okay being alone is such like it's really a nice feeling to have because I know that I don't need anybody else but myself. I don't know. I feel like our generation and stuff just worries so much about finding someone to spend their life with. Like,
see, no, that's not true. She's 30. She's right at the edge of that. Women need to be single. Marriage is patriarchy. Don't have kids. She's at the start of that generation. So she's lying about that. She is that generation whose mothers all failed them.
Like, if you don't have that, then like you haven't fully succeeded in life. Yeah, I just want the takeaway of this video to be that like being single is not scary. Do not be scared of being single. I just like ranted for 3 minutes. But anyways, as always, I love you guys.
All cope, guys. This is one of the biggest piles of cope I've ever seen. I guarantee you, she cries herself to sleep at night, and she's thinking, if I have to go to one more wedding, I'm gonna jump off a cliff. She's always a bridesmaid, never a bride, always the third wheel, and it's sad.
Okay, I turned 40 this year and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship and I've had no one ever ask me out on a date.
Red flag.
Sharing that is really shameful for me because I can remember being in my early 20s and being with a group of new friends that I didn't know very well, and them all talking about like their first kiss and dates that they've been on, and thinking about how to pretend or lie that I've had experiences that I've never had. I'm so grateful for TikTok because I've seen other people talk about this and it has helped me feel less alone, because I truly felt like there was something legitimately deeply wrong with me.
There is, and guys, I've never watched this, but she's gonna tell on herself sometime in here. They always do. So pay close attention. Because 40 years old, no romantic relationship with a guy. Come on.
For my lack of experience, and I knew that most of that, especially in like my teenage years when I was in the late 90s early 20s, was because I was fat and I felt like if only I could lose weight, then maybe somebody would love me. And
Boom, there it is. I knew it, guys. She's probably another one that was like 350 pounds or something like that. Why do women let themselves get this big? Why? Why? And like I said with the first girl, if she thinks it's okay to be heavy, she'll always think it's okay. Always.
and maybe somebody would think I was desirable or worth it. So there's a certain kind of loneliness that I think comes along with this, and a sense of kind of always being on the outside looking in. There's an Indigo Girl song that kind of talks about one day finding love, and I have always related to a part in that song. And it says, guess I wasn't the best one to ask me myself with my face pressed up against love's glass. To see the shiny toy I've been hoping for, the one I can never afford. The wide world spins and spits turmoil and the nations toil for peace, but the pause of fear upon your chest, only love can soothe that beast.
These women, man. Come on. What did she just read off an Indigo Girl song? But it's women on TikTok, guys.
And it has made me cry endless buckets of tears, because that is a legitimate feeling that I've had, and I've never felt like others could relate to me in that way. And I think I still feel unworthy of love, and I'm still trying to figure out why it is that I don't date much, even when I did online dating or tried to do that. But it just was something really hard for me. And maybe it does come back to that core thing of like not feeling worthy of love.
And what that means is, guys that you are around, you're a nightmare. You have all your insecurities. Your lack of experience makes it really tough for a guy to be around you. That's what that means.
And because I don't believe in that thing that people say that you have to love yourself before others can love you. I don't think that that's true at all, because I've seen pure love and real love come from me for other people, friends and family members in my life. And I have a deep well of love. So I don't think that that is it. But I do feel like because I've gone without it for so long, there's this sense that I don't deserve it, and that maybe I'm impeding myself somehow, because I feel like anybody wanting me or wanting to love me or experience what it would be like, like there's something wrong with them if they want to. And maybe that is putting up a wall that I can't see. So I guess if you've never experienced love, just know that you're not alone. And I'm working really hard on this healing journey to figure out that it doesn't mean that I am not a good person, that I'm not somebody that deserves love.
Guys, bottom line is there's always a reason. And this woman probably has never gone to therapy to figure it out. doesn't listen to people that try to tell her why she's single. She's gonna figure it out. And she's 40. As far as I'm concerned, her time is up. She's done for. She's cooked. She's gonna be 55, 67 years old, single with her cats. And at least she's used to it. She's been single her whole life. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.